Hi, and welcome to our garden system. This is our own custom design. We have 150 feet of drip irrigation hose strung underneath all of this tarp, which is a special design tarp that allows the ground to still breathe and allows moisture through, but still keeps it shaded enough where weeds don't grow, and it still keeps the ground kind of moist so it doesn't get all dried out from the sun. As you see, we also have pots laid out in between the rows to maximize, our square footage, so they aren't competing with the rows. These are the hydroponic net cups we use. As you see, there are two different sizes we have. The 4-inch cups are for vegetables that can be grown closer to each other, such as radishes, onions, and celery. And the 6-inch cups we use for lettuce, kale, broccoli, vegetables that need a little more space and root a little heavier. Next, we'll show you our drip depot and our hydroponic fertilization system. This is our drip depot. It has a 2.5-gallon reservoir. We pre-mix our USDA guaranteed OMRI listed organic fertilizer, and we also add micronutrients such as CalMag. It works purely on suction, and that the fertilizer is also heavier than water. The nutrients get drawn in out of the reservoir through this clear hose and get mixed into the drip irrigation hose. And if we want, we can go ahead and turn these valves off and shut off the fertilizer and just run straight water through the hose. Next, we'll show you the process of how we install our net cups. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw in a net cup. The first thing I do is locate where our drip irrigation hose is. It should be marked by these white lines right here. And if I just push down a little bit, there it is. It just comes right out. So we're gonna be installing a 6-inch cup. So we're gonna space that out a little bit. And we want that relatively close to this, drip irrigation hose, so it's getting some pretty good newts. Just go ahead and make a cut in the tarp and then make an X, and then just fold these back for now so they're out of the way. And it's about relatively the same size as our 6-inch cup. And then as you see, I just kind of do that to mark it so I don't cut out too big of a hole. And then we just go ahead and dig our hole here, and then I have a fabric pot over here that I just put the dirt in, because then we reuse this dirt and other stuff, or pots, and nothing goes to waste. So once I feel like you kind of got the hole where you need it, I grab my cup again and just kind of check where it is. And if it's just a little bit, I can kind of turn it like that and kind of seesaw it and scrape it down, but that's still a little tight. So then I just kind of scrape the edge like this with the side of the shovel here, and then take our dirt, throw it out, and it should be pretty good by now. I always dig it a little deeper than the pot itself, and I'll show you why. But as you see, that's a pretty nice tight fit there, and then the tarp goes down right along the side of it, so we don't get any weeds or anything that's trying to grow up along the sides. Once we got our hole where we like it, then I go ahead and take a handful of worm castings. Yummy. And I just dump that right in the bottom of the hole. So once the plant grows and roots and gets to a size big enough, it'll hit that fertilizer and it's going to hit a nice boost. So that's filled up. We got that filled right up to the bottom with our worm castings. Then we take a cup of our coco coir here and we just dump that in. You see, I need a little bit more. Pack that down just a little bit, not too tight, obviously. We don't want it, concrete hard. And then once we feel like we got that pretty full, once we got our net cup installed, then we, since we're here, we're just gonna go ahead and plant something. I have a nice little tray of our Sun King broccoli here that we started indoors, and that is more than ready to be planted in the ground. So I got my little shovel here. I just dig me a little hole, you know, down there. And again, I go a little bit deeper than what this is going to be, and I'll show you the reason for that in just a second. So once we got our hole basically about where I want it, then we take our Extreme Gardening Pure Mycorrhizal Inoculant, which is some badass stuff, and we just take a teaspoon of that, shake it off nice, and we dump that right in the bottom there. So what that's gonna do is that's just gonna boost its rooting. Like, it's gonna get in there, its roots are gonna explode, and you're gonna see some serious plant growth. So now we're gonna go ahead and put this in. As you see, we have a few of them there, so we don't really need that guy. I'm just gonna toss him out to the side and then stick him in there, and then just kind of pack the ground in down around him. And then once we got it in there, even though we have drip irrigation going in here on fresh plantings, I like to run some watering can and kind of just get it wet, pack the dirt in around it, and make sure it's nice and secure, and it's got some red water right away, because the drip irrigation hose, the water's going to run down and it's going to hit the roots. Well, this doesn't really have roots yet, as you see, so it wouldn't be able to really get to that water, so it would dry out most likely before it got big enough to actually get down to that water. So first day or two, I either just do it with a can or I spray it with the hose just to get a little jump start. But as you see, that's our process. It's pretty simple. And using this, once the plants, if you'll scroll over to here, we have some double choice spinach right here. And once that's ready to go, we just harvest it, and then we can pull this cup out and just put a new cup back in and start it all over again. So it's easy to replace plants as they're harvested. Again, just like our other video, I hope you enjoyed it, and it inspires you guys for some ideas of your own, and thank you for watching.